founder, product, market. How do you weigh them up?
So we invest at super early stages. It's all about the founder. And you disagree.
I think it depends where you invest. But like, I think I was explaining it actually the other day to someone. I said, listen, it's very much like surfing. You need a great surfer for sure. But if they go in the middle of the night to the beach, they ain't surfing. Or if they go perfect midday, perfect, nice wind, wrong beach, they ain't surfing either. You need market timing. You need the right
but if
beach.
you invest in the surfer, if you get behind that surfer, they can switch.
They rarely do.
No,
they rarely
do. So listen,
and
three of my top 5 companies were pivots.
Great, but there's a lot of investments in there. Like the company set that we're looking at, it's like many. And I think absolutely they can. They also need long enough runway to pivot within that. Quite often I see it where it's like actually they realize the pivot and then it gets that, we've got 6 months left. We're pivoting now.
Yeah, so you have to, it has to happen early. So if you invest super early at pre-seed, I think it makes sense to invest in the best founders in going after a market space that you
100%. I'm with you there, totally. I think it's when it's like, actually at the A, B.
Oh, at the A, it doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah. At the A, there has to be a big market that you're going after.
I would much rather.
But I'm a pre-seed seed investor, right? So
I'm also just like, so few people get to product market fit. Like when you actually determine true product market fit, don't try and get cute on founder assessment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really fucking hard. If they've got there, you're probably underestimating them.
It's true. I think that's once you get to product market fit.
Totally.
And we're almost exclusively investing before then.
I had a guest on the show the other day, and they said there's an inverse correlation between a founder's ability to sell the vision, sell to customers, whatever, and then their ability to operate and build.
Yeah. I don't think that's exactly true. I think there are founders who can do both. But many of our top ones, like they had a competitor that was raising more and more money than they were. And then in the end, that competitor tanked. And our like build guy who like never was a great fundraiser ended up doing well.
Yeah. I think you see that often actually.
One thing about this like founder versus market, there's a Warren Buffett quote that everybody likes to reference, which is, you know, when a great founder meets a bad market, the market wins, and so on. So he says that. But one of my favorite stories is, do you know Mrs. B?
Yeah.
Rose Blumkin?
Yeah.
So there was this woman who came over from Belarus.
This is one that doesn't speak a word of English.
Doesn't speak English when she comes over. She starts a furniture store in Nebraska, Omaha. Originally in their basement, then it grows and grows and grows. And she's just like, she didn't even go to school. She never even went to kindergarten. But she's just got such a mind for business that she continues to grow this thing incredibly. He eventually buys it in like 1983 for like, he buys 90% of it for like $60 million or something. It was actually the largest acquisition that Berkshire had made at that point. And
did she not die like 2 years after?
No,
she gave up or something. I remember he made a joke.
Okay,
like,
so what happens is her kids end up kind of pushing her out of the business. She's 95 years old at this point.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
So they're like, hey, and actually what's really funny is they had an issue. They pushed her out of the business in part because they were fighting over the control of the carpet department. She said, I never want to let go of the carpet department. That's going to be my thing still. And they were like, no, you should get out of here. And they pushed her out, her kids. And then what she does is 6 months later, she opens a place across the street from them. Literally a furniture store competing with them across the street. It's a spite store, basically. It's called Mrs. B's Furniture Clearance Market or something like that, across the street from the Nebraska Furniture Mart. And then eventually Warren Buffett has to buy that one too. And then he puts a clause in there he puts a non-compete clause in there that she, at whatever, 96 years old, is not going to compete with him again.
And so your point is her...
And what he said about her was, he said, I would back her in anything she did. Any business she wanted to go into, she would be successful. And so it's actually a counter. Like, it's a great founder. She would be successful at anything she did.
Have you ever had a really not good founder win?
Yes. But it was an interim win. It was like a too early win. And I think...
What does that mean? Like they sell for 50 million style, which is a great outcome.
Can be a good outcome. I've seen in my angel portfolio a founder that I thought was just okay. ended up getting to an exit. And I think if they'd continued on the business, it wouldn't have been that successful. And that happens all the time. Like you have companies that are successful up to a certain point. The worst company gets an acquisition. The better company sticks around, and then they go public and then totally tank. It's happened many times in the past few years.